Hi guys, hope you're doing well. So I just recently came across this brand, and since I do brand audits, I just thought about discussing this brand since already it's doing good, but it has got some good potential that it can scale on. So all of this information is actually publicly available information. I do not have access to, their backend data or their ad spend data. So all of this is actually what a competitor or a customer can see. But with more than 15,000 hours spent inside Seller Central and spent inside Campaign Manager, I'm able to, tell a few touch points which the brand can use and, break through their revenue. So let's dive deep into it. First things first, whenever I'm trying to audit a brand, and this goes for brands if they are trying to audit themselves as well, or for lots of agency owners or Amazon PPC managers who want to audit a brand, if you want to get the crux of the brand, just go to the best selling product because that will give you the most clearer picture. The reason why I'm saying is you might be able to point out lots of flaws in main images or in bullet points of SKUs that are not selling of that brand, but it does not make a lot of sense because the brand is mostly focused on, let's say, the bestseller. So if there are some major pain points in their best selling product, that means of course it will follow in their other SKUs as well. So this is what I would do different. First things first, when I go and have a look at the listing, the main image looks fine. The title, it's straight away telling us that, okay, it's a adjustable pregnancy pillow. It's a full body support for side sleeping. It has got adjustable firmness and shape. It supports back, legs, belly, hips for pregnant women. It has got a removable cover, and this is probably the color of the title. So I will give it to them that okay, just by reading this title, I can actually understand what the product is about. Now, just to get into the main images, before that, I want to point out a very important feature here. That is their price point, which is $219. So it's actually on a higher side. But the best thing about being on a higher side is that even if your cost per acquisition is a bit higher, it's actually going to work in your favor because especially for niches where PPC cost is high, if you've developed a good product, which I can see from their 4.4 rating, they've got a few batches as well. And if you are selling it for a good price, that means that you've got good amount of budget to be spent onto your marketing because you're actually building a brand. You're not trying to compete in terms of prices on that market. So second, third thing, images that I see are actually talking about the benefits, and which is once again pretty decent. So I would say that okay, when it comes to main images and title, of course, I would experiment, but I would say that there's nothing which should be urgently changed right now, or it will cause damage. One thing that I see is when I see their bullet points is they're not communicating their customers' pain points well enough by their bullet points. Uncoherence in their bullet points as well. So the first bullet point they've got no heading, and with the second bullet point they've got heading which is all in caps, and then you're using an ME dash. Of course, I'm not going to talk a lot about punctuation here. A lot of mistakes that I keep on seeing by multiple other brands, and right now Amazon is not penalizing a lot. Is that Amazon does not allow a full stop in the end. Amazon wants the bullet points to be continuous. So it's against Amazon's TOS actually. But of course, it's not suspending or it's not a very hard and fast rule. But if someone's taking care of that, that actually, it speaks a bit about their professionalism. But I would do different is I would try to put bullet points in a way where all of your five bullet points are actually looks like they're linked to each other, or at least their formatting remains the same. One another thing, if it's cylindrical, it's adjustable, portable, removable cover. All right. I see that. I'm not sure if it's communicated in here, although it is communicated in the bullet point. But yeah, I don't think that this feature of it being adjustable and portable. Now, maybe, it's not the most important feature. Of course, I can see here that it's ergonomically designed, but I would quite honestly suggest that if there's one specific feature which you can highlight via your, which you can read from your reviews, that this is what the customers care most about, I would actually highlight that into my second listing image. The reason being that this is a product where your conversion rate, it needs to be, you can improve that by clearly communicating what your product is about. And this is a product which has got great utility, and people are actually buying it because of its utility. So you need to scream your utility, what you are able to provide. One another thing that I would like to see is, of course, they've got this bullet points, and when I have a look at the other product, let's see, their bullet points as well. So I think they've got this is an extra bullet point, but I think other than that, it looks like they've got the exact same bullet points. Now, of course, if it's just another variation of the product, they will have exact same bullet points, right? I don't believe that. I think that, your bullet points should be testing as well with regards to what set of bullet points are actually helping you convert more. And one another important thing is that when you've got different bullet points in your different variations, that actually helps you index on a higher range of keywords as well. So then your product gets more keyword depth on the backend, and that helps you rank better as well. So we are going to jump on ranking later on, but I can scroll down here. This is people who are targeting them. I don't think this was the best selling SKU. I think this is the best selling SKU. So let me go down. I see that multiple other people are targeting them, but they are also running a sponsored product, self-defensive target. There's one sponsored display ad running here, one another sponsored display ad running here. I would quite honestly suggest to target themselves more if they are not, and if they do not want to target themselves on a specific ASIN which is not performing that great, then only target yourself on your best selling ASIN. Because if your competitors are targeting your best selling ASIN where the most amount of traffic is coming to you, that can actually negatively impact you because your competitors will be taking away your sales and you're paying for this traffic to come in. So you have to avoid it a bit. Now the product videos, which is once again a super, super important point, especially for a product like this with huge utility. You need to have as much videos as possible. I actually like the premium A plus content because it clearly shows what this product is about. It shows ergonomic design. It actually is a lifestyle image, so it shows me the exact design as well. That is a pretty big design. And then you've got a video ad running here as well, developed by healthcare professionals. I read them somewhere that I think they're developed by either Norwegian or Norway scientists as well. So that's pretty good. All right, they're showing packaging too, which is once again important. I think one thing that they could do is give a reference of the packaging in here as well, if they're not just so someone can see, how to open it or etc. etc. All right, but they're doing it here, which is good. Now, once again, they're telling that how the product is targeting the different body parts, not targeting, but actually, it's an ergonomic design, so it's supporting those multiple body parts, which is once again a very important point. This is further details about the product. All right, so if it's U-shaped, it helps like this. As if it's J-shaped, which is once again an extremely important one. So I love this design language, and of course, then you've got the FAQ. This is a brand story, which is pretty good. So yeah, I would give them on the A plus content full marks, quite honestly, because it's pretty good. Now, when I see the reviews, they've got pretty extensive reviews. Now, I'm not sure how much the owners and especially the creative team is using these reviews in order to improve their bullet points or in order to improve their listing images. I would say bullet points because listing images are, done well, but bullet points do have a problem. So I would first of all try to resolve this. Not complete. I got all right. That's a problem that can be resolved once again from product 10, but since it has got 4.4 stars, I would not say that the product is bad. This is the storefront, which once again looks pretty good. I think they're just highlighting the top selling SKUs here, lots of lifestyle images. I think they're an award winning company somewhere as well. If they are, this definitely should, can be highlighted in here or in A plus content. If they're not, one another thing is, these are their all of their SKUs. I think this is one another SKU selling for 394. This is another SKU, and this is their main selling SKU. I'm not sure what's the difference between this 219 product and this 235 product. I think it just adds a bag in here, maybe. So it's a bundled up item, and this is, where what it's bundled up with. I'm not sure, but still, I don't know how much the brand is willing to invest into this specific product. So, I would not comment a lot on what's not selling. I would rather comment on what's selling. Now, once again, this is a very important point. Now, when it comes to top keywords, I believe that the brand is getting a good amount of traffic from external traffic because when I search this brand on Google, a good thing that I see it has got around like 61,000 Instagram followers, which is a good thing to have, right? Let me turn myself small. But yeah, that's a good thing to have. And they've got 8,000 Facebook followers as well. So definitely they've got 75, 80K followers. So they will be having some traffic, which is having a look at them from different platforms and then coming here. So if I just search BB Hug Me and see what Helium 10 is suggesting me in terms of their, search volume as well. So actually, a good number of people are searching them, like more than 1,000, 1,500. Now coming back here on Cerebro, so what I did was actually reverse ace in their best-selling SKU and see, what their sponsored search terms were. So I only see 78 fitted keywords, which is once again not bad, but the sponsored rank on these, and when I saw it according to its search volume, I see that they have got absolutely no organic rankings. So of course, we would never count 50, 40 as organic ranks because they are on number second page. But they've got only one ranking here, which is once again, of course, their own pillow, or their own uh, branded keyword. But other than that, I do not see even top sponsored ranks other than maternity pillow. So I think they need to push their sponsored product top of search placements. One thing that I think can be done differently is on a lot of keywords, even though they're able to get some good sponsored ranks, they're not able to maintain any organic ranks. And I can tell you the reason why that could be as well, because I see suggested PPC bid to be extremely low as compared to the average order value. Of course, they have to check the median price and then see, if there's a specific SKU where the median price is higher, and because they are a higher price product, they can actually bid on that more. But having said that, if they just, if their relative conversion share or relative click through rate is actually better than what they're having on other keywords. So, for example, if the relative CTR is actually better on pregnancy pillows for sleeping as compared to maternity pillow, and they've got better top of search impression share, and that, of course, the top of search extra placement bid can decide that they can figure out that, okay, these are the keywords which are going to help us in long term ranking, and we need to start pushing on that. So you actually need to figure out that what keywords are going to help you with long term sustainable organic ranking, and you really need to push on that because for a product of this stature, I see lots of competitors doing huge numbers in this market. And although there are huge amount of review counts as well, and there are uh, you know different number of ratings, some have as much as 20,000 reviews as well, but still having no organic rank at all and only a few organic rankings on your branded keywords, shows that the PPC strategy can be improved a lot more. Because definitely, if it's a 4.4 rating, more than 500 reviews, that means that the product is selling well. If a $200 product sells around 300 or 350 units per month, it's actually a pretty good sign, right? So we have to ensure that if customers are liking our product, we push ourselves in front of more eyeballs as well. I think another thing is that they can cross sell their other SKUs via brand tailored promotion campaigns as well. And the good thing about this brand is that they can expand their catalog even by remaining in the same subcategory. They can expand their catalog. They can always add new colors. They can always add different sizes, etc., etc., and create sort of like a lower price point for entrant as well if they want to in the future. So that way they can cross sell more and increase their new to brand customer rates as well. I don't think it's going to be a one time purchase. I think this is definitely going to be a repeat purchase, especially if the brand has got a decent amount of catalog. They can cross sell continuously. So yeah, I think wrapping it up, what I would do differently, and when it comes to immediate ones, there will be two things. Number one, I will just audit what's working on my campaigns and try to double down on actually, what's working on my campaign. And number second is of course work on my bullet points and test my different bullet points just to see where I'm converting better. And number third is also reading my reviews, trying to understand more information from my reviews and ensure that that is being reflected via my bullet points or my listing creatives. So that those are the three very important points in a quick 10-15 minutes audit. But yeah, this was about it. And if the brand wants to, we'll be happy to send them a document of how these changes can be implemented. But for everyone else, whenever you're auditing a brand, just ensure that you keep these things in your mind. Thank you.